Y'all know the name.
Hi, how are you today? The improved package has arrived. We're having it fitted in time for FP1. Have a look at the factory report.
What's going on, guys? My name is Martinio and welcome back to Formula 1 2016 and part 2 of my career mode gameplay. So, as old Lumphead just said there, that's what I'm calling him now, Lumphead, we have had a couple of new upgrades to the car itself. So we've got a new engine part, engine upgrade, and also upgrades to the barge board as well. In addition to that, we've also got Toro Rosso and Sauber have made upgrades to their cars. So whether that will slightly negate ours, I'm not sure, because they were about level or on par with us. So hopefully we can pull out a good performance. And I'm feeling a lot better about Bahrain, to be honest with you, because I'm not a fan of Australia, but Bahrain in previous games have had good goes at this track. So hopefully we can get our first points on the board. As looking at the vehicle performance comparison there, you can see that we are on par with Haas, and we're just a little bit behind McLaren and Force India as well. So hopefully that will equate to a better quali performance and hopefully a better race performance. So moving on to the practice sessions, and it didn't go too badly, to be honest with you. I could have done better in track acclimatization. I found it kind of difficult to kind of find a rhythm initially, and that maybe cost me, and I didn't really want to go out again and do that. Same with what would be the tyre management program. The tyre degradation around here is really, really bad, so I found that kind of difficult to try and get a rhythm there. But I did actually go, as you can see on the left there, well, you could see on the left before I started clicking buttons. You can see on the left there, I did actually go purple through the qualifying pace program. So the new parts are definitely working as they should. So hopefully that'll mean a good qualifying for us. Because as you can see, the rivalry there, we really do need to pick up some points and start beating Jolie and Palmer and meeting the targets. And speaking of targets, we have a voicemail here that we're going to listen to.
Hi, it's Emma.
Hi.
The qualifying goals came up in the board meeting this morning.
Did they?
What to expect?
So, they're the qualifying goals. Qualify 90th or higher and beat Jolie and Palmer. Fairly straightforward, I think. So, on to qualifying, and Q1, surprisingly, was very straightforward. I was expecting a little bit of a battle to try and get out of it, but a 1:35.6 managed to put me 8th with just over a minute and a half left, and I actually stayed there. So Q1, fairly straightforward, and the other big bonus is I actually beat my teammate, so Jolien did not get out of Q1. So I've already got some guaranteed points in the bank there. Moving on to Q2. Again, I actually found myself sitting in 14th place. This was actually my second flying lap, and this was an error on my part, but I did go quicker and move myself up to 9th with a 1:35.8. But as I said, it was an error on my part. Putting 2 flying laps through one set of super soft tyres, especially the soft tyres, the super softs that you're going to start the race on, wasn't the best idea I've ever come up with. So in Q3, to try and limit the damage, so to speak, in a panic, I decided to do a lap on the soft tyres for Q3. And surprisingly, I put in my fastest lap of the qualifying session of all, so a 1:35.4, so about 2/10 of a second. This was my fastest lap. So the the soft tyres look like being the probably the better race tyre, to be honest. Quick enough to get in a good lap time, but they're not going to degrade as much as the super soft tyres. But looking at the rest of the grid, Kimi Raikkonen sets the fastest lap of the Q3 session, just ahead of his teammate Sebastian Vettel. The Mercedes is coming up in row 2, and there I am down in 9th. Hulkenberg, Alonso, Grosjean, Sainz, Button, Gutierrez, Sergio Perez, and there's my teammate Jolien Palmer. Then you got Ericsson, Nasser, and the 2 Manners. So, very impressed with qualifying. The new performance parts are working perfectly, and very happy and looking forward to the race. Speaking of the race, though,
Hi, guess who? I've seen
Emma?
expectations expectations for the race, so I thought I'd pass them on and wish you luck. Take care.
You too. So there we go. Here's the race expectations finish 16th or higher. Beat Jolyon Palmer, and for the Drivers' Championship, place 17th or higher come the finish. Fairly straightforward goals. So grab yourself a drink, get strapped in, and let's head on to the Bahrain Grand Prix. Woohoo!
You should have some space going into the first corner, so try to keep it tidy.
So as you can see there, I am on a 3-stop strategy, going from super soft to super soft, then mediums, then soft. I didn't have 2 sets of new soft tyres, so I'm having to put in a set of mediums there, which may cost me a little bit, but I didn't want to come out on used tyres. I've also added a little bit of extra fuel as well, a lap's worth of extra fuel. My thinking being that, seeing as my fastest qualifying lap came on the soft tyres, towards the end of the race, if I come out from my final pit stop and there's anyone remotely close to me, I can up it to a rich fuel mix and maybe pick up a couple of positions towards the end of the race. But no more talking, the cars are lined up, we're just about ready to go to lights for the Bahrain Grand Prix. So here we go, 4 lights, 5 lights, look but never stare, and we're off. And I get a much better start this time around, heading down into the tight turn 1, and it looks like I've got a better start through the second phase than the guys around me as well. And here we go, it just gets tightened up, and Hulkenberg's made a good start. He's managed to get up the inside of me, squeezes me out, but I've got the inside track into turn number 2, and they all get stuffed up, and I'm away. I'm up into 8th place now. So really important, I did exactly what I wanted to do, and that's get ahead of the guys around me on the soft tyres, because they are going to be able to go a lot longer into the Grand Prix, so it's important to get ahead of them. Looking to the end of lap number 1, however, and in scenes eerily reminiscent of the 2014 Bahrain Grand Prix, we've got 2 cars that are going to go side by side through the first sector of the lap pretty much, and this time it's Nico Rosberg and the pole sitter Kimi Raikkonen. Heading up the hill, they're pretty much, well, Raikkonen's just behind, but he's going to hold it, brake a little bit later, and hold it around the outside. Rosberg's got the inside track though, and he is on those super soft tyres, so this time they're going to come through the S's, and unlike 2014, this time Rosberg is going to be the one who gets the job done, and he sneaks into the lead of the Grand Prix. Very good overtaking move, and it wouldn't be the first time we're going to see that kind of action. So moving ahead to what is the end of lap number 2, and I've managed to drop Bottas a little bit, and I'm right on the back of Kvyat and Verstappen here, and DRS is enabled this lap, but I don't have it right now, and you can just see how that engine upgrade has made such a big difference. I managed to just sweep past the Renault powered Red Bull, get squeezed on the inside, and they both managed to just sneak up, a little bit of contact there, just managed to sneak up the outside, or the inside of me, sorry, and now Bottas is right on the back of me also. Brake a little bit later, just like Raikkonen did, hang it round the outside, he ducks out, and we managed to keep the position. So moving on to what is the end of lap number 4, and what will be my first pit stop. Kvyat ducked in at the end of lap number 3, and I can tell you the second qualifying lap really did hurt me, because I was really struggling with those tyres. I think if I hadn't have done that lap, I could have gone a lot longer, but we're going to get some new super softs here, and it's a very quick stop, 2.1 seconds. So the pit stop boys really have been practicing, as Rosberg and Massa zipped past us as well. It looks like we're going to come out just behind Danny Kvyat, who came in a lap earlier, as I mentioned. So I think it's worked maybe just a little bit better for him, the undercut, not by much, maybe about, I don't know, half a second perhaps, because I was right up the back of him when he initially came in. But it doesn't matter. End of lap number 6, start of lap number 7, I'd really started to drag him in a bit, and now after having DRS down the back straight, I'm going to have it down the front straight as well. And it's going to make for a very simple passing move there. He hasn't got it, I have. The new upgrade is working a treat, as the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton is also coming out. I managed to just get there around him, as does Kvyat. So Hamilton, his strategy isn't going exactly according to plan. I think he would have liked to have got out ahead of us there. You can see a little bit of a queue forming there. We've got 2 Manas and a Sauber mixed in with a Ferrari and a Mercedes. So the pack is all bunched up, different strategies going hand in hand and so on. But here we go, lap number 7, the end of it. And I get a brilliant run out of turn 14. Haryanto, though, he's got that Mercedes power, so he's managing to just edge ahead of me. But I'm going to try a late brake down into turn 15. I managed just to hold it. And in doing so, I still managed to get a brilliant run out of the last corner. And now I'm right onto NASA. DRS enabled, off we go. And it's going to be a very straightforward move, as we've got a Ferrari, and the Ferrari of pole sitter Kimi Raikkonen coming out of the pits. Again, managed to just get through turn 1 ahead of him, as does NASA. But we're back up into what would be 9th place and the points, as we look to what was lap number 10. And I said there'd be more action like this, but this time it's Rosberg and Vettel. Again, eerily reminiscent of the 2014 battle between Hamilton and Rosberg, but this time on the soft tyres. Vettel gets the job done, so that could be really important if he's going to go longer. So, yeah, the Ferraris really have started this season very well. As we're coming to the end of lap number 11 and the end of my second stint. So we're going to duck in now and grab a brand new set of medium tyres. So, as I said, I was hoping that if I could extend it, maybe some people pit in late, I might be able to get them or be in and around them. Again, another very quick stop, 2.3 seconds, so another pretty quick stop from the guys there. So yeah, as I mentioned, I was hoping that if by going longer through what would be the third stint, that come the end of it, I might have fresher tyres, fresher soft tyres than the guys around me, and may be able to pick up a couple of positions, in addition to having that extra bit of fuel as well, being able to move up to a rich fuel mix also. But I did get out ahead of Felipe Massa as well, who started just behind us. Now this is a little bit later into what will be lap 12. There's a problem with Button's car. We've got yellow flags. Nobody wants to make a move. They go green momentarily. I figure, you know, what the hell, I'll just have a run down there, and yellow flags again. I hesitate, but by that time the job's done. No penalty though. I didn't get any kind of penalty, so I think I might have just got it the sweet spot between the green flags by jumping Gutierrez and then bringing it back down, so I didn't pass Rosberg or Alonso. Speaking of Fernando Alonso, this is towards the end of lap 13, and DRS enabled. I've been clawing him in. Even on the mediums, his used soft tyres starting to go away a little bit, and we get the job done. So we are now back up into P13. So having fresh tyres rather than used ones really did help. However, what didn't help in this situation, and you're going to see now, I get a brilliant run out of this corner, the final corner, turn 15, but there we go. I had to duck out of it, even with DRS and an upgraded engine. I've got Fernando Alonso right on the back of me now. So my teammate ducking into the pits right across the front of me really did compromise me. Alonso hangs it round the outside. I give him room, but there's contact anyway, and looks like we're going to have a little bit of team radio.
That douchebag just pushed me off the fucking track. Oh, thanks for telling me my teammate was coming in, you fucking half-wits.
Needless to say, I wasn't happy. So here we go, and we're pushing on to what is the end of lap 23, starting lap 24, coming in for my final stop. So as you can see, I wasn't in the points, but guys around me looked like there were 2 stopping. We get new tyres on, 2.5 seconds, so they have been getting slower with each pit stop. And we're currently down in P12, but Kvyat is going to come past us, and we're down into P13. However, he's been on his tyres for quite a few laps more than me. As we come out, we're just going to beat Gutierrez. We're going to squeeze him out there, and then we're going to cut right across the front of him, and we're away again. So yeah, as I mentioned, even though it's not for points, there's still a position up for grabs, so I whacked the engine up into the rich fuel mix with those tyres, and I proceeded to try and chase down Danny Kvyat, and over 4 laps I took out what must have been about 3.5-4 seconds. And as we go purple through the first sector on the final lap, Sebastian Vettel actually comes up with the win. So that pass, when he was on the soft tyres compared to the super softs of Rosberg, looks like it was the move that's won him the race. So again, the Ferraris are really coming with it this season. 2 wins out of 2 for them. But back down, coming out of turn 11, and DRS, I'm looking for it. This is the last chance I'm going to have with DRS assistance, so I'm just not close enough to Kvyat. Even though his tyres are going off, mine are also going off too. You see a little wobble just there as we come through into down to what is turn 14. Purple again through the second sector, and I get a very good run. Not as good as I wanted to, but it's good enough. And we're going to have a look and a little dive down the inside on the last corner. Ooh, contact, but I managed to hold it just. And even though it's not for points, we've made up a position on the last corner of the last lap, and it's P12, so a little bit disappointing, given that we started from 9th and got into Q3. I really thought that we were maybe going to be able to get our first set of points on the board, but it wasn't to be. And again, in hindsight, it was probably my fault. I decided to do that stupid second flying lap on that set of super soft tyres. Without that, I think maybe we could have pushed our first stint to lap 7 or lap 8 perhaps. And also the strategy was compromised because I decided to do Q3 on a set of soft tyres, so it meant I only had 1 set of brand new soft tyres. So disappointing, mistakes were made, they were my fault, but you know, ow, that was a table. Lesson learned going forward, and the new upgrades have worked a treat as well. So going into places like China and Russia, which have very long a very long back straight, and also a very long, you know, in China, and a very long start straight in Russia, that's definitely going to help keep us out of harm's reach, and maybe even kind of pick up the guys that are just ahead of, you know, the guys that are just ahead of us, you know, maybe the Toro Rossos and the Haas and the McLarens and the Force Indias perhaps as well. So looking at the finishing order, Sebastian Vettel wins from Lewis Hamilton and Kimi Raikkonen. Nico Rosberg drops 3 places. You can see there, he, like myself, did a 3-stop strategy. So if he can't make it work, there was no chance I was going to make it work. And it really did show how quick the 2-stop was compared to the 3-stop. So yeah, it very much contributing to my my thought that the race was lost on Saturday. My teammate Jolyon Palmer finished 16th. He managed to jump up a couple of positions as well. So yeah, not a bad weekend. Could have been better, but not a bad weekend. Finished higher than 16th as the team wanted. We didn't, you know, we finished the race and we beat our teammates. So we've made up some points, and we've also added some resource points as well. So get some bonus points there, and moved up to 533. And if you remember from the last episode, the driver rivalry, I think it had maybe 3 points to his 12. So I've gained 16 points to his 4 over just one weekend. So we're just ahead of the rivalry. We may be able to just finish it off if we have a good weekend in China. And also the team position, the driver position, I've moved up from 0 points to 5 points as well. So very good weekend all in all. Didn't get points, but looking at the big picture, finishing 12th, beating my teammate, leading the driver rivalry, moving up in the driver position chart as well. It wasn't all lost. It wasn't a bad weekend, in all honesty. And yep, fireworks still going off. There's a lot of bald guys in here, or receding hairlines I see. One to my right, there's those 2 on the sofa discussing whatever bald men discuss. If you're bald, what do you discuss? Leave a comment down below. So we've got 500 points. I was hoping that I'd have enough to do 2 upgrades in time for China, but it looks like we're only going to be able to do 1. And I've opted to do the chassis weight. So this was the most expensive of the upgrades. And a new rear floor under tray. Hopefully, it's going to contribute, given, you know, adding in with the reduced drag of the car and also the upgraded engine. Hopefully, that's all going to contribute to some quick lap times on, you know, especially China as well, with that very long straight. So hopefully that's going to contribute to that. We're going to have that in time for the Chinese Grand Prix. One other thing I need to mention as well, and this was from the last race, and I made a note of it. That little accident with Danny Kvyat got me 6 penalty points on my licence. Now, I'd wondered if there was penalty points in this game, and it turns out there is. So, 6 penalty points on my licence. Goody gumdrops. But there we go, that's the end of the episode. So thank everybody so much for watching. If you did enjoy and you would like to see more, then don't forget to hit that like button. Apologies about the delay. I did want to get out Friday, but I've had a manic weekend of just endless hip deep shit. So it's coming out on Wednesday. I'm hoping to get another episode out on Friday. I promise I'm going to get that done and get it for you on Friday. But yeah, thank everybody so much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, stay cool, and as always, I will catch you on the flip side, which this time is in China. Peace. Okay, we still haven't lost the cops, so that's the only bad thing with this car. I haven't got that raw power. I could just, you know, drop the hammer and then just, you know, bye-bye cops. But it's so much fun to drift. Let's just run ourselves right up here and see if we can't just power away from them. There's 130, 135, no,